All right, welcome. We have a plant profile here. Rotala macrandra. I've heard it pronounced a few different ways. Um, Obviously, like everything in this hobby, but um, that's it. There you go. This is the orange juice variety. I don't know if I put a lot of faith in our names here. It's in a neat place. Thought make a really great video. I've trimmed this a couple times before, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. All right, and yeah, I've trimmed it before. You can see it has. Here, let me break this piece. Just spots where it's just branching out. So it's getting pretty thick up on top. So I'm going to try and do this plant a little favor and open up the center a little bit. It's just getting a little crowded in there, and plants are just going to start doing this. They just break themselves free. The leaves will die. So let's open up this plant a little bit. And actually what I want to do that is just take out some of the plants in the very center. And there's really no technical reason I'm doing it this way. Ultimately, I'll just trim it down significantly, but let's just open up the plant a little bit. Should I tell you what? It's pretty just plants are just growing loose in there. So I'm going to just actually hack it. Actually, I'm going to hack half of this plant. So let me turn it around. Because this is the taller side of it. And I'm just going to trim half of this plant. And I'm going to cut it below my prior cuts. Just give it a little cleaner look as it grows then. I'm going to try and thin the middle a little bit. And by trimming half the plant like this, I can turn it and really have a very nice looking plant up front. But in the back, it's just pretty much recovering. Let me lift this plant up a little bit. It's in a pot. Just give you a few views of this thing. It's a great plant. I mean, it looks good, as you can tell. It just has a nice orange, soft look. It's got the larger Rotala leaves, a little red. It does require a little care. I wouldn't say it's a hard plant, but it definitely wants its CO2 and light. Without those things, algae can really do some damage to it. All right. So that's the Rotala, macrandra, orange juice. Just going to do one more little piece here. You can see how it's rooting when it's happy. That's just a happy stem there. And another interesting thing on this plant is when you start trimming it like this, the tips will curl like that a little bit. So in a regular aquascape, it's actually a really neat plant because if you keep it trimmed low, even though it's a tall plant, it will get really bushy like this, which keeps its growth pretty low. And then it has a little bend, which helps it stay even that much more closer to the substrate. All right, so there you go. And you may have seen some other things in here. There's deer worms. swimming around in there from my activity. And this tank doesn't have any fish, so it has a small population of Daphnia in there. But those are for other videos.